Good morning, children. Welcome to our geography class. So, children, you will be appearing for your first periodic test coming week. I have given your syllabus, that is only the first chapter, children, because the first chapter is quite long. The type of questions will be multiple choice questions. So, you have to read line by line of the first chapter. And children, coming Tuesday, you are having your test on Wednesday. So, coming Tuesday, we can have a Cisco WebEx revision class. If the class is held at all, then I will revise the first chapter through the Cisco WebEx. Meanwhile, let me do the complete the categories of different crops. So today I will enter into the non-food crops, that is the crops that you do not eat, the crops that we use but it is not eaten, so it comes under non-food crops. There are many crops under this category. Most of the crops are processed before they are utilized. They go through a processing stage. Now these crops are the industrial raw materials also, like for example you will study rubber, you will study cotton and jute. They are all processed in the industries before we can use them. Of these three non-food crops, rubber is a crop that has been imported from outside India. It's not an original crop of India, but cotton and jute, they are grown widely in our country. The cultivation of rubber is limited, but cultivation of cotton and jute is practiced widely in the country. First, starting with rubber. Now, rubber is a crop which has been brought from the equatorial region. So, the equatorial region abounds in rubber cultivation, and this rubber is a typical crop of the countries which are on the equator, because its requirement is quite high. So, whatever the conditions, climatic conditions of equatorial region, that conditions are required for rubber, like high temperature, high rainfall, high humidity. Now, our country does not lie on the equator, but there are conditions. Some areas have conditions which are very close to the equatorial condition, not exactly like the equatorial condition, but very close to it. So, under special conditions, our crop, this rubber, is grown in some of the states which lie below the Tropic of Cancer and some of the states which lie above the Tropic of Cancer. So, it is grown in the tropical states as well as the subtropical states. Now, because rubber plant is a plant of equatorial region receives high rainfall throughout the year. Every day is a rainy day and the condition is humid. There is lot of moisture in the air. So, the requirement of rubber will be the same. The temperature must be above 25 degrees centigrade and the rainfall must be above 200 centimeter. It must be moist and humid condition. Moist and humid condition. Now, children, rubber is also a plantation crop. Apart from being a crop of equatorial region, apart from being an industrial raw material, rubber is also a crop which is grown in plantations, that is large areas growing a single rubber crop. Now, to extract rubber from the rubber tree, the planters, what they do, they cut diagonal slits on the trunk of the plant. On the trunk of the plant, diagonally slits are cut and a small cup is attached to the end of the diagonal slit. At the end of the diagonal slit, a small cup is tied, and the juice of the rubber plant, which is known as sap or it is known as latex, that slowly drips down those cuts or slits, and they are collected into the cup, and the cup is removed from the tree early in the morning. Now you may ask, why early in the morning? Why the task is done in the early morning hours? As I said, children, that equatorial region receives heavy rainfall throughout the year. So the rainfall generally occurs in the afternoon hours, which is convectional rainfall. Convectional rainfall generally occurs due to high rate of evaporation from the morning, and in the afternoon hours there is formation of thick cumulonimbus cloud and the rain occurs. Now if the rainwater collects in the cup, then it will dilute the concentration of the latex. So that is not acceptable. So in order to maintain the proper concentration, after the rain gets over, the cup is tied, and overnight the latex drips and the cup is collected before the rain starts in the afternoon. So in the mid-noon, that is around in the morning hours 8 to 9 o'clock or by 11 o'clock, the cup is collected, and then the latex is sent to the industries for the production or for the making of rubber. So we all know that rubber is an important industrial raw material, and different materials like starting from our different kinds of pipes, different kinds of tubes and tires, even the saddle on the camel back or the horse's backs, they are utilized. But nowadays synthetically also, with the use of chemicals, we are producing rubber in the industries. So our Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, they are the main growing areas along with Andaman and Nicobar Islands. But some areas of Garo Khasi Jaintia Hills, Garo Khasi Hills of our Meghalaya, which receives heavy rainfall. We all know that Mausinram, Cherrapunji, they are the heavy rainfall areas. So those hilly tracts are also growing rubber, and India enjoys a very important position in rubber production. I have given you the rank as well as the name of the other countries which are there just before our India. So India is a good producer of rubber as well as we consume rubber. Different sectors of the economy requires rubber. Even the small eraser that you use, that is a product of the rubber industry. Our next crops are the fiber crops. So fibers are extracted both from the natural plant, that is cotton, jute, hemp, linen, they produce fiber. It is also extracted from the wool of the sheep, and fiber is also extracted from the silkworms, and the process is known as sericulture, where the silk worm, they secrete a juice around their body. It's like a cover around their body, and it is known as cocoon, and that cocoon is boiled in hot water, and automatically the worm dies and the silk thread comes out. And after that there are certain stages of processing, and this is known as sericulture, that is rearing of silkworm in the mulberry trees. The trees in which the silkworms flourish is known as mulberry trees, and the silkworm helps to give us silk. So all those which are produced from the plants, from the animal, that is wool, and the worm, that is the silk, are natural fibers. Currently children, we are also producing these different kinds of fibers in the industry which are synthetic fibers, but here as we are doing crops, so we will study only our cotton and jute. First, our cotton plant. Cotton is a natural fiber. It is believed that cotton cultivation started from our country itself, and there are different varieties of cotton that are grown in India. Now, generally, there are three varieties which are known as long staple cotton, short staple cotton, medium staple cotton. And India enjoys a very important position in the cotton growing. But the best variety of cotton is produced in Egypt. And India also imports some very good quality cotton from Egypt. Now, cotton is a kharif crop. Now, kharif, why? Because this is a crop which requires drier condition, especially at the time when it is maturing. Now, see children, a cotton plant takes 6 to 8 months to grow. So, when the cotton is maturing, it is already the dry season, that is the winter month. There must be rainfall when the cotton plant is growing. So, it's a kharif crop. Kharif season starts with the onset of the rainy season. So, the plant is growing, and at that time, if there is rain, it is very good for the crop. But the plant takes 6 to 8 months to mature. Now, suppose if you think that in July month the plant is growing, and when the rainy season gets over, by December the plant starts maturing. So now comes our winter season. Winter season is generally the dry season of the country for the major part, especially for the areas where this cotton is cultivated. It is a dry part. Now, at this time, when the cotton balls start appearing in the plant, if there is any kind of rain, it will be very much detrimental for the crop, because the cotton bud will fall to the ground. It will absorb lot of moisture from the air, and it will become soggy. It will lose its shine. It will lose its luster. So there must be dry conditions, especially dry conditions when the plant is maturing, when the crop is maturing. So it requires 6 to 8 months. There will be rainier condition when the plant is growing, but at the time of maturing there must not be any kind of rainfall. It will lead to the total destruction of the crop. Similarly, there must not be frost. Repeatedly I have said about frost that it is frozen dew. So frost is frozen dew. So any kind of frost falling on the plant will destroy the plant itself. So the growing condition, it specifies that it will be the kharif season, but at the time of maturing it must be winter months, so that it is dry and there is no rainfall. So it requires 210 frost free days. So 210 means almost 7 months. It is 7 months, nearly 7 months. And the water, if it is best supplied with the help of irrigation, then it is very good, because in case of irrigation water we can regulate the supply of water to the soil. And of course black soil is the best areas for growing this So children, the cotton plant requires 6 to 8 months to mature, and the main growing areas are the black cotton trap of our country. So Maharashtra, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, all these are the major areas growing cotton, but some areas are growing with the help of irrigation water supply. They are Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. So it is a very important industrial crop for the country. It's the second largest producer. India produces the second largest production after China. Then comes our jute, children. Jute is a kharif crop. It's grown mainly in West Bengal, Assam, some parts of northeastern Bihar, and some areas of Orissa. The main requirement of jute is well drained soil that is renewed every year. Well drained soil. So, well drained soil means it must not contain water. There must not be water logging in the areas. So, water must be as much as the soil can hold. There must not be too much of water in the soil. So, it is a kharif crop, so the requirement is always high temperature. So, jute is a very important fiber crop, especially for the eastern India, and jute crop is widely grown which supports the jute industry. It's known as the golden fiber because it has always earned foreign exchange from the country, from our for our country, especially from the British time, and even some northeastern states like Assam, Meghalaya, they are also growing. So the soil that is renewed every year, that is our Khadar soil, is best suitable for growing of jute, and but the soil must not contain excess amount of water. So that is the main condition for growing of jute, and it has lot of demand nowadays, especially because it's a biodegradable crop. It is mainly used for making ropes, mats, bags, and very recently it is also used in production of fibers like silk and jute fiber is mixed and a new variety of fabric is produced. Carpets and different kinds of decorative items are also produced from jute. As synthetic fibers are becoming unpopular because they are non-biodegradable, so jute is now becoming popular these days as a packaging material especially, and India has made it mandatory that every type of packaging material must use jute because it is biodegradable. Now children, I am giving you the notes of these two crops, and with that we will come to the end of the agricultural crop. You take down the notes. I will also give you the snapshots, send you the snapshots after you watch the video. Now children, again the same table will be there. So cotton, you will write the season is Kharif, temperature high with 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine. High with 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine. Regarding rainfall, light rainfall or with irrigation. Humidity is not mentioned, of course dry condition is required. Soil, drier parts of black soil. The main states are Maharashtra, Gujarat, MP, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana, UP. For special requirement, 6 to 8 months to mature. It needs 6 to 8 months to mature. Special feature, main raw material for cotton textile industry and second largest producer after China. So main raw material for cotton textile industry, second largest producer after China. Now next comes our jute. The season is Kharif. Temperature high at the time of growing, obviously because it's a Kharif crop, high at the time of growing. Soil, well drained fertile soil of floodplain that is renewed every year. So the soil is Khadar, but at the same time it must be well drained fertile soil. The states are West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Orissa, Meghalaya. And then the special feature known as golden fiber, used for making gunny bags, mats, ropes, yarn, carpets and other products. Again, I am repeating, known as golden fiber, used for making gunny bags, mats, ropes, yarn, carpet and other products. So children, next week I'll meet through Cisco Webex, and you all compile these notes and prepare the first chapter for your test. So thank you children. Wish you all the best for your test. I will send you the snapshot after you watch the video, as I do every day. Thank you children. Have a good day.